what I do.
And seeing they see themselves as I guess the word would be surrogate parents, and they can't bear the thought of children experiencing trauma, both emotional. It's emotional for the children, and it's devastating for the parent. But the problem is, and I need to remind Black teachers that the same Latino immigrant parents that you're trying to protect their children, they voted for Donald Trump 61% in 2024. This is what they asked for, right? And they did that because they're longing to be accepted by white society, and it led them to vote against their own best interests. More importantly, and I'm just keeping it all the way 100 with you. And here's the thing: where is that energy for Black children in cities like Chicago and Houston and Detroit and Atlanta? Black teachers, where's that energy for them? Why are there not similar efforts to advocate for Black boys who struggle to read at grade level in California? See, it's crucial for us to prioritize our own community before extending support to others. While there's a desire to rally the broader Black community to this cause, and you can tell by the people on my chat right now, you need to understand that many are wary. We are tired. See, for the last 2 decades, the Black community has endured a relentless tide of racial injustice. We witnessed tragedies like Sandra Bland, a Black woman ended up in a Texas jail and died in there, just basically disappeared for a traffic accident. Trayvon Martin, the 14-year-old boy, died because of vigilante justice. And George Floyd, I mean, that just took us over the top. He lost his life under the knee of a police officer who was too egotistical just to let him up to breathe. And then he got blamed for his own death. And so this trauma, shout out to Black Sands, this trauma, it weighs heavy. It weighs heavy on many in the community, and we're just focusing on healing. Notably, and 93% of Black women and 79% of Black men voted for Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. And look, irrespective of how you feel about where they place their vote, it signaled a desire for change within our community rather than external battles. We were together for the most part. I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for Kamala Harris. I voted for Trump. But I anticipated this would happen because it happened last time. And I figured we're going to be all right. Let everybody do what they got to do to take care of themselves. But attempting to try to engage Black people in this fight against ICE, it's going to ultimately be futile, particularly when many in the Latino and Asian community that I've discussed earlier, they have just demonstrated at times rigid anti-Black sentiment. And if you choose to interfere with ICE or federal agents while they're carrying out their duties of trying to apprehend these children, undocumented or otherwise, you're going to face obstruction charges. And it's going to result in a felony, and it's going to result in a lengthy prison sentence. And here's the thing you got to understand, Black woman, and I'm talking directly to Black women. Being a Black woman, being a Black person, if you interfere with them, it could be 100 white women who engage in the same action, and they may not have any consequences. Okay? But it's likely that you would be the one that's highlighted in the media and made an example of. Because that's what they want to say. That's red meat to the base. The other thing is, for some of these people, man, you have women on here stirring oatmeal and all that. I question their sincerity. Talking about this is not how we do it in our city. Some of their actions. If you were genuinely committed, you probably wouldn't be broadcasting your intentions on TikTok. And so, to me, with my discerning eye, it appears that many, not all, but many are seeking attention. And they're making their actions more performative than actually meaningful. And for black men, there's a pattern where black women often engage in fights, whether they want to or not. And sometimes it drags the men into the confrontations and it ends in violence. Let me explain something to you. Here's a scenario. I want y'all to listen to me, okay? And I want you to be very careful because it's going to happen. Because there's too many black people involved, and it's too many incidents. All right, too many interactions with law enforcement. So let's say you got a black female teacher, black woman teacher. All right, and she decides to intervene and she gets gassed up. Okay. And she decides to intervene with ICE, and then she suffers some sort of serious harm. That's probably going to galvanize the black community. It's definitely going to cause people to, hey, take a look at what happened. And you all are going to say, she didn't have to do that because that's one of our own. And now if you look past that, you're going to say, well, why? She's protecting somebody, a child, and there's some nobility in that. But the bottom line is what ends up happening. Now you got a black woman hurt by the police. And now black men are hearing, oh, y'all need to step up and protect black women, irrespective of the fact that this woman was intervening with law enforcement. Okay? Now here's the problem. That might have worked 10, 15 years ago. Okay? But at this particular juncture in the black community, we're still navigating the remnants of a gender divide that has created distance between black men and black women. It's not something that we can't get over. Right? But the thing you have to understand is, unlike the past, when matriarchs like Big Mama, somebody type Big Mama in the chat room, somebody type Madeira in the chat room, and I'm not talking about Tyler Perry. Madeira was a term that pre-existed that. Big Mama, Madeira, Grandma, Mama, she nurtured the families and the community. Okay? And unfortunately, that same respect and commitment is not prevalent in the community this day. Today, many black men may not be willing to risk their lives for a woman who embodied a different cultural image than Big Mama. What do I mean? You think we're going to lay our life on the line for Sexy Red? Huh? We'll do it for Big Mama, but we're not going to do it for Megan Thee Stallion. It's not gonna happen. Those three little girls and those little girls in that church who got bombed, right? That set off the civil rights movement, right? Those are our little girls. That wasn't a Sexy Red or Megan Thee Stallion. No, those were our little black girls, and it set off a nationwide feeling that we need to do something. See, the lesson is clear. Not all who share our skin color are aligned with our kin, and therefore, folks, you may find yourself fighting this battle largely on your own. So you get on out there with your big old self and you fight against ICE. Because the response within the black community, particularly amongst black women, to these recent reactions taken by ICE under Trump is not necessarily something that's going to galvanize. Look, Trump signed the executive orders. It gives ICE lawfully permission to enter these sensitive places. Okay? And yeah, I know the community has begun to witness these immediate consequences and these policies with ICE and conducting these raids in these homes, in the visibility of these actions, and it's intense and it's emotional and it's taking a psychological toll on families, particularly these undocumented members. And it's calculated. That's what they want to do. They want the news media and TikTok and social media to broadcast this all around the world. So people will know, if you come back here, this is what's going to happen to you. So that fear and terror is meant to act as a deterrent. Now, I do recall, initially, black women said, we're resting. We're resting. What happened to we're resting? Y'all make sure y'all get the like button. What happened to we're resting? You expressed reluctance to even engage in anybody's fight. You said you're going to be somewhere with your feet up. You see? All this historical trauma you had to deal with has become too much, and you decide to focus on your own issues rather than extend your support to others. What happened? I know what happened. That same pain and disruption caused by these ICE raids has become more apparent. And so there's been a shift. And a lot of Black women and members of the community are feeling compelled to take action and recognize, because you recognize the broader implications of these raids, and you feel like we need to have some solidarity. But these are people that didn't want to be with you. They've used you in the past. The Asians use you. Latinos use you. Arabs use you. White people use you. Every white woman use you. Why would you let folks keep using you? What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D. People wash their ass in the tub, Kamala Harris.
You were tuned in to Uncle D. D's Black Man Talk. Pull up, homie, take a seat. Don't be a shadow watcher every day. You learn something, then you earn something. Let them know and drop some money in the plate. It's getting cold, ladies, talking ratchet. There's a king here, grab your coat, zip your jacket. Keep quiet for a second, close your jaw. Attorney Spurling, this ain't pearly, know the law. Talking Constitution, pushing pins when he shootin', give him that. Masculinity, just for the record, sprinkle that. You can keep your cat, gotta cut it. Only cat he rubbing, gotta love it. I call it Molly Buddy. Gotta vote your interest, voting earns. Presidential, this is for the money that I earn. When you gon' learn, my people, that evil mixed with evil. No matter what you're doing, baby, this ain't equal. Sometimes when you're special, you get hated. The test is for the best, you're damn right, my people made it. Uncle D, Blizzard King, you been served, gotta notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now.
Hey man, I'll do what I do.
Somebody need to whip your ass.
Get up and whip him, Sweets.
Hey, don't be putting the money in my hand all rough.
Take your ass out here. You buy you a Flowbee and cut your own damn hair from now on.